Good morning, everyone. We're about to begin the webinar. Welcome to everyone that has logged in. For those who are participants of the Caribbean Innovation Competition, this is a follow-up process regarding the REACH Caribbean Innovation Competition. This is a project that's been powered by the Inter-American Development Bank and implemented by YBT and other partners such as the University of the West Indies. Thank you so much for being with us today. Let me just briefly introduce the company that's founded by your speakers today. Snapp Builder. This is a platform that helps you build your mobile presence in a few minutes, specifically from your mobile device. Whether you're a beginner or a professional, Snapp Builder makes it easy to bring your business online and create powerful and professional mobile apps and mobile websites. So I'm really happy to introduce to you today Mr. Nicolas. Nicolas, you are more than welcome to introduce yourself before we begin. Nicolas Galler, he will be talking with another partner of Snapp Builder. So the floor is yours. We will just wanted to remind you, the audience, before we begin, that there will be a questions and answer section, a Q&A towards the end of the presentation. So I encourage you to type down your questions. There's a questions tab where you can type down your questions while Nicolas is making his presentation. And also towards the end of the presentation, you can type in those questions and I'll read them to him and to his partner, who will now be also presenting some interesting things about Snapp, and we can do that Q&A session towards the end. So remember to type down your questions, and with that, I leave Nicolas, the floor is open for you. Thank you so much for being with us today, and go ahead.
Thanks, Jose, a lot. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know that you're from different parts of the world. Welcome to the How to Build an App for Your Business webinar. Thank you so much for coming. We are part of the Snapp team, an app that builds apps. During this webinar, you will learn how to use Snapp to build your professional apps for your business. That will get you ahead with your projects without spending money on developers. So excellent news. In about 40 minutes, you will be able to create your own app. So first of all, if you want to follow us on Twitter, and every question that you put your hashtag BuildMyApp, we're going to respond immediately. So first of all, my name, as Jose said, is Nicolas Galler. I work in marketing and business development in Snapp. I'm so happy to be here. And here is also Frankie.
Hi everyone, I'm Frankie. I'm from Australia, also working in marketing with Nicolas, and it is a real pleasure to be here today. Alright, so first of all, if you can all download Snapp App Builder from Google Play Store, that way you can get it downloading while we're doing the presentation, and then at the end, when you want to have a build, you'll be ready for us. If you don't have Android, you can go to builder.snapp.cc on your browser, and that way you can use it to use Snapp that way alternatively.
Amazing. So also let me add that this is going to be a really dynamic webinar. So during this webinar, we're going to guide you through a really easy tutorial. And if you're able to have your phone in your side and just follow the instructions that we're going to give you, you're going to learn how to build your own app just in 40 minutes, and then you will be able to build your app for your business.
So our agenda today, we'll give a little talk on why going mobile is so important and why Snapp wants to take advantage of this opportunity. We're going to explain how building an app can help your business, how to use Snapp for this. We'll show you some of our best apps that have been created over the last 6 months. And at the end of that, we'll all be Snapp masters. All right, so mobile facts. As we mentioned, you will be creating amazing apps, but it's also going to be a dynamic process where you will be taken through the entire building process. An app is a fantastic way to bundle together all aspects of your online presence. So you may ask, why is a website not the ultimate goal for a business? But in many parts of the world, people don't have computers, so they need to be able to build an app from their mobile phone. Another really important aspect of apps is that you can use push notifications, which is the pop-up alerts that appear on the front of your screen. So with apps, you can communicate directly with your users who have their phones at their fingertips.
Exactly. For example, when you get a message from WhatsApp, you instantly get a push notification. And to tell you the truth, there is no person in the world that doesn't check his push notifications like each 30 minutes. So it's a really good way to engage your own clients. And also during this webinar, you're going to learn how to, with Snapp, you can send push notifications.
Okay, so to start off, some interesting statistics. 110 times a day is the average amount that a person will check their phone. You may find this hard to believe, but maybe think about how many times you've checked your phone during this presentation already. People using Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, checking email, maybe you've already had some push notifications from other apps, which you'll be learning once again how to send. Our phones are our portals to the internet. We don't use laptops like phones, we don't carry them around. Phones are always at our fingertips and can always be accessed by users. To look at this another way, 90 minutes of everyone's day on average is spent. People use their phone for an hour and a half, and who's to say that that time won't be spent on your app? So this statistic is the reason alone that Snapp exists today. In 4 years, 2 billion new users, that's a quarter of Earth's population, will be coming online through their smartphones, and that's only through their smartphones. They won't have access to computers. Apps will be their main resource for accessing the internet. At Snapp, we believe a democratized access to mobile creation is important for equality, and this will be our main goal. So what about your business? How can it be helped with Snapp? As we mentioned, it's important to be mobile, and at Snapp you can create an app that completely represents your business requirements, or if not needed, you can create a minimum viable product. So an MVP, as defined by Wikipedia itself, is a product which has just enough features to gather validated learning about the product and its continued development. So basically, the purpose of an MVP is to test your product by spending as little on resources as possible. And I'll tell you what, using Snapp, you don't have to spend much at all. Apart from a couple of minutes using your smartphone, your MVP will be the base for all your products.
So look at this, Frankie. You may think that coding is an easy show, but actually it isn't. And we can all tell you that. And even if you know how to code, it requires a lot of time, really, like a lot of time. But if you don't know how to code, then you need to hire programmers, and this costs a lot of money. Just an example, like the base that you need to spend in order to get an app, it's about $5,000. It's a lot of money. And since you're an entrepreneur, and money may be a limited resource, we will teach you how to build an app without any coding. So let's begin, and let's build your first app. First of all, don't panic. I know that might sound complicated, but actually it isn't. So keep calm, and now we're going to teach you and guide you through this tutorial on how to build your app. So first of all, get your phones ready and open Snapp. In this moment, we're going to give you just 1 more second. And now we're going to show you the really easy tutorial on how to build an app. So first of all, if you don't have an account yet, if you are not a Snapp user yet, you will need to press on create account. And then you will need to fill in your full name, email, password. Remember that in this email we're going to send you all the information regarding your app. So take account that it needs to be a valid email and an email that you check regularly. And then you press on create account. And now it's time to build your app. Just press on this plus button. And now you will need to just choose under these four categories. Frankie, do you want to explain categories?
Sure. So we've decided these are the four most important categories for the average Snapp user. The main difference for them is the way the default pages are arranged. So the business default will have a products page, whereas the non-profit default does not have a products page. But if you make the wrong choice, it doesn't matter because all of this can be edited once you're using Snapp. So starting with your home page, it's very important that this page is created with a lot of care because it's the landing page. It's what all your potential users will see first. So it's how they need to understand what your app does or what your business represents. So I'll pass it back to Nico to explain how to use this page.
So first of all, you can change that sign saying home and put your own business name. Just pressing on that sign, you will be able to change that name. Also, here you can see that you can change your main image. Just with that camera button, you can change that image and just put the one you want. Just don't do it now. We're going to explain it to you in a couple of seconds. Now, if you press on the header, you will be able to put your own header. And then if you press on the text, of course, you will be able to edit that text. Just remember that those headers, text, and this is something that we're going to say a lot of times, needs to be really engaging. Your homepage is the first thing that your user will see and needs to be really engaging in order to drive them through the other pages of your app. So let's go on how to upload your first image. You just need to press on that camera button that you see over there. And afterwards, you will need to press on the blue button on the right screenshot that you're seeing. So as we said, it's really important to make and use high quality images in your app. Just if you're showing who you are, what your products are, use high quality images. Now you have two options, either take a picture yourself or pick one from your gallery. Now we are going to go for this option of picking one for your gallery, so I will recommend you to press on that button. And now you will see all the images that you have on your phone. Just choose the ones you want and then press on the OK button. Now you will see all the images that you have chosen. You will just press on the main image you want to use and then press on use image on the top right corner. And you're done. Just remember that this must be a really engaging image.
So a really useful tool that you can use on a lot of pages is the buttons. So right now you can see the default, which comes up on the home page, is a Contact Me button. So if you press on the pen icon, it'll take you to the screen which you can see on the right. So you've got four choices as listed there. They're all pretty self-explanatory. Other page number 4 is just a link to another page in your app, which is, as you can see, one of those 5 down the bottom: home, gallery, products, Facebook, and blog. So you can, if for example you want to create a link to an email address, the top option you'll choose email, then where you can see tutorial@snapp.com, you can enter your email or the email of a business that you want to be contactable through your app. And then the third box is the display text. So you might want to change that to my email address, or contact me via email, or anything else. So adding more objects can be used really effectively if you know what you're doing. So the default is an image, a heading, and then text. You might want to, depends on the cause of your app, you might want to add more of each. You might want to add, for example, on top of an email link, you might want to add the website to your business. You might want to add 10 emails for different people and use a text paragraph to explain the purpose of each different email. And if, for example, you had 10 different emails, you can rearrange the content. So you could have an email, then a text heading, then another email, and this way you can really customize the page to serve its purpose.
Now, the question is how to build an engaging homepage. As we said, it's really important that your homepage is engaging, so then your users will feel attracted with your app and will want to keep on and using it and going through all the content that you need to show. So some tips in order to make your homepage attracting. You can include your logo. It's a really interesting choice. Or you can either include any image, but remember that it must be engaging. Also, a short description of the purpose of your app, like who are you, like what is your about, what do, and user will find there. Clear titles. It's really important to make the things clear, and using clear titles is a really nice way of engaging with people. Add links so your users can contact you, and also add links to our pages so you can drive them through the app. You can see here 3 different examples of 3 different apps that we have seen in the last months. Just check that they have like short text, but really explanatory and really nice pictures and really engaging pictures. They also have different formats and they rearrange the content for their own purpose. So the question now that you know how to build your own homepage, is how to add more pages to your app. So it's really important that you know like what kind of pages you are able to create using Snapp. First of all, in order to get to the pages menu, you need to press on the blue button, and then the settings menu is going to be open. Here you can see that the different pages that you have on your app. There you can change the name that you are going to explain you in the next slide. Also, you can check the different styles that Snapp offer you, change some settings, and also you can unlock the pages and of course delete them and add more pages. So first of all, if you press on one of those names, you can easily change the page of your name. I would totally recommend you to choose the name of your business for that homepage that you made. Also, you can press the blue button that is there to hide a page. And this is a really nice trick that you can use. Actually, you can hide one page and afterwards create a link to that page for example, in the home page. So that page won't be showing at the bottom part. Also, you can delete a page easily, pressing on the trash button. Also, what you can do is add more pages to your app. And here are all the pages that you can use. You can choose to add another homepage if you want. And of course, don't worry, we're going to explain to you afterwards how does these pages work. But basically, you have the blog page, where you can show different articles and spread the word and show the things that you think, etc. You can create a gallery and show all of your images. You can create a map and show the world where are you. And of course, if you're a business, you want to show where are you. You can create a Facebook page and of course a Twitter and YouTube page and link your app with your social media and have all these things in just one place. Also, and this is extremely important if you're a business, you can create a product page and show the things that you want to sell to the world. You can also decide to use different styles. Just press on that button that says styles, and then the screen at the right is going to be shown. You just need to scroll to the right, and you will see all the different styles that Snapp can offer you. Now press on the settings part, and you can choose the language of your app, and also you can change that currency. Now, 3 easy steps to finish your app. The most important thing of your app is the content. It means the information you have in your app. So first of all, gather the resources that you think it's going to be necessary. That means that you need images, as I said before, and I will keep on saying that you need engaging images. Also text that you need to show, titles, links, etc. Afterwards, you will need to plan your pages. This means that you will need to think about which content it's going to show in each page. After you did that, building it using Snapp, it's something that's going to be really fast. So first of all, see the resources that you can choose. You can include in your app high quality images, engaging texts, relevant information, and this is really important. You need to think about your user and who are you targeting. Just choose the relevant information, the information that is relevant for your user. And of course, put yourself in the mind of your users and think like what kind of things he would like to see in your app. Now plan your pages, as I said before. Just think about which content is going to show in each page and build it. Using Snapp, in about 15 minutes your app is ready. So don't worry. Now we're going to show you the different parts of the app.
So with Snapp, there are 3 different social media pages you can add: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. There's Mark Zuckerberg. So to link a Facebook page to your app, you click on the page and then you press the green button. Here you have a choice. You can choose between user posts or all posts. So user posts will be just from the user who owns the page, and all posts obviously can be anyone. So if you've got a page that has maybe fans who are rude, or you don't want what they post appearing on your app, just choose the user post and then search for the page that you want. An important thing to note is that if a page has private settings, then you won't be able to find it through this, so make sure the page you're looking for is public. So yes, that's what Lola's Bakery looks like when that has been officially added to the Lola's Bakery app. Twitter, same deal really. Press the green button and you have the choice between user and search, which is just a general hashtag topic. For YouTube, you have 3 choices: playlist, channel, and search. So if you want to just include one video, you use the search button and then search for whatever you want. For example, Gangnam Style. Otherwise, you can use the playlist or channel to have a whole scrollable list of videos. And there's the baking page. For the gallery, this is a really simple page. I think it's only really useful for photography apps or apps that have a reason to share lots of images. Use it just the same way as the home page. Well, in a way, you add photos by pressing on that icon, and then you can add short descriptions. I think it's best to keep the descriptions really short here, because if you have anything more to say, then perhaps the photo should be used on a different page, like the home page or the product page, as you'll see in a minute. So if you want to add more than one image, you press on the green button, and that'll take you to your gallery where you can choose from all the images that you have downloaded to your phone. Maps. This page very simple, but I think one of the most fun. Can be really interesting for your users to engage with. A good example of when to use the maps page would be when you have a chain of restaurants and you want your users to see where they all are, or maybe if you're a band and doing a gig, you can add locations as your band does a tour. So here, to add a location, you press the green plus. You can search for the address to find the location, add a title, description, contact details, or if you don't want to search, you can scroll out and zoom with your fingers and zoom into anywhere on Earth and then just tap twice and a pin will be dropped. And that's what it looks like when you find your place, Lola's Bakery in London. Logging. This page is really good because I think it can be used for more than blogging. It's I think the neatest way to use a lot of content. If you have a lot of written content to add to your app, you can break it up really neatly with images that have titles, the blog post title, and then you can write a long post about the title. So like the other pages, to edit the image, you press on the camera buttons, choose one for your gallery, and to add multiple blog posts, press the green plus button, and then you'll be able to make a list of blog posts.
Now here you can see how a nice blog post is done. See that here we choose a really engaging picture, and I guess that you're as hungry as I do. Just taking account, for example, here we choose to make a recipe, and so here where you see ingredients are going to be just ingredients that you need. But you can also add more objects to your blog post. It's the same as your homepage. You can choose to add more pictures, more text, more headlines, more links, whatever. Just remember that if you're a business, for example, you want your users to contact you. So just create a link in each blog post. Now the product page. I would say that if you're a business, it's the most important page in your app. It's where you are going to show to all of your users what you have to sell, what you have to show. It's really important if you're a business. In order to use your product page, I would say that it's one of the most complex pages to use in Snapp platform, even though it's really easy. So first of all, you need to know that there are certain categories you can choose. For example, if you're a restaurant, you will put like main dishes, desserts, etc. And under this category, you will put all your products. This means that once that your user press on, for example, desserts, then he's going to see the different, for example, cakes that you need to show. So in order to edit the category name, just press on that button that you have on the left side. And of course, always with the plus button, you will be able to add things to your app. In this case, you're going to be able to add more categories. Then you will need to choose an image to your category. And this is really important because if you are, for example, a bakery, as we do, here you will be able to put a nice and engaging picture in order to make your users go to that category. Now press on the category and let's edit the different products. So press on the category that you have done, and now you will see the product menu. Here you can add as many products as you want, and always pressing on one of those products, you will be able to edit it. Figure out that you can include a nice picture. Of course, you want a nice picture of your product, you're selling it. You can include a price of your product, a title of your product. You will need to write a short description and engage in the description, and of course that you can add more options for the platform. Then it's really important to add a contact link, so then your users can contact you and buy that product that they are seeing. Publish your app. It's really important to get your app published. So we have a few things to tell you right now. You can either publish your app on Google Play Store, and you can also publish it on Untitled.
So
Now,
the publishing process, tap the green button to publish, and you will be taken to the 4 different pricing plans. So every user, without having to pay anything, on the free plan can get a mobile website. So what this is basically, it's exactly how your app will look and operate, except you access it via a URL in a browser. If you want to have your app published on Aptoid, then you can choose the basic plan, which is only $1.50 each month, or if you sign up for a year, that's $1. So on top of your mobile website, we'll send you a link to your app on Aptoid, and you'll also get an APK file, which is the file for your app. An APK is a file for Android apps, so you can use that to send it to people, and they can just click on the APK and download it straight to their phones. You also see 1,000 push notifications and 24/7 support. Advanced has everything mentioned, plus Play Store publication, which is fantastic. Play Store is the best, the most successful store for Android phones. This plan is, as you can see, $4 monthly, or only $3 monthly if you sign up for a year. And then the Pro plan, which is $9 monthly or $6 a month for a year, has all this plus a custom URL, which is really important if you've gotten to the level of your app where you have a significant user base and people need to be able to find you just by searching for you with a URL that is like the same name as your app or your company. So on the final settings, you get to name your app and choose your icon. It's important that you use an icon and a name that is really relevant. Excuse me. Because while we can rebuild the name and the icon for you once or twice, eventually users have to start paying for that because effectively the app has to be rebuilt. So just make sure your icon and your name represent your app properly. You can then choose your language, your category, which is important for Play Store, and a short description, which once again can be just as important as your home page because it's the first impression that users will get. Very straightforward page, how to pay by credit card. We understand that a huge amount of our users don't have credit cards because we target emerging economies, so in this case they can just contact us with that button there and we can work out a payment system for them. And then after this is the congratulations, your app is ready. So once this happens, you'll get an automatic trigger email which will give you a link to your mobile website, and then over the next few days you'll get your APK, your Aptoid file, and your Google Play if that's what you paid for. And don't worry, the slides and this webinar are being recorded and shared afterwards, so if there's any parts of that tutorial you missed, we can easily talk about it later and you can rewatch.
also let me add that now we're going to share with you our personal emails, and any questions that you have, we are going to be happy to help you. Now let's talk about some other examples, some other apps that we saw in this month that are really nice and were really successful. So first of all, see this app about the Shot app. This is a really nice app. It's just 3 pages and it's perfect. It's just perfect. because it's simple and the users will feel really attracted because of those images. So first of all, notice that the homepage is really nice, a really clear title. Afterwards, the gallery has really nice pictures, actually, really high quality images. Also, notice how they used the product page. They have these different kind of cards, and then inside of these categories, they have, like, of course, really aggregated pictures, and also different prices with the different products with the different prices. Don't you think that it's a really nice app?
This is one of my favorites for sure. It's perfect with the product page. This app is a photography app, so it's nice because they've had a real purpose to use the photo page, which they've got, like, if you can scroll down here, they've got about 20 high definition images, which are just really stunning, and it's fantastic to see this page used so well.
This is actually one of my favorites. This is a really nice app that came from Nigeria. It's actually an app about this business that they sell pineapples. Just check out the nice description they use. They have 6 pages where, like, also you can see the products, you can see the images of the fields. They also integrate their Facebook page, that it's a really nice resource, a really nice feature, and also a Twitter page. And now it's time for you to make us questions. It's just something, if you don't understand anything and you want us to remind you, just it's your time to make your questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. That was a great presentation. And as Nico said, we would like to go ahead and move to the Q&A session. So just remember that you can type in your questions on the questions tab. Just type it in, and I will read them out loud to Nicolas and also to Franklin. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the first questions. Go ahead. You can. Every single one of you can go ahead and start typing your questions. We have some of them that are already here. So the first question that's coming from Ravi Gupta, he's asking if you can insert a payment portal other than PayPal in their apps.
Of course, if you create a product page, for example, in each of your items, you can easily include a link. And then that link can drive you to any payment platform that you want your users to be. So this is the most easy way of doing that. Of course, in a few months, we're getting more and more complex, and this problem is going to be solved, and your users will be able to buy your products in the same app. So don't worry, this is coming just in a few months.
Great. Excellent. So let's move on to the next question. This is coming from Pritesh Madhu. The question is something that was also asked in yesterday's session that was in Spanish. It's kind of a really broad, general question, but I would also like to hear what you guys have to say regarding that. The question is, my app is not getting much downloads in spite of sharing it on Facebook and WhatsApp. What will you recommend for this case in order to get your app, more people to know it?
So this is a really interesting subject, actually, and it's something that we can talk all day long, for sure. So first of all, the first thing you need to do is thinking about which is your audience, which is your target. After that, build your persona. Think which is the most common type of user that you're targeting. And after that, think about, like, which kind of social networks that he uses, what kind of places that he uses, what kind of things that he do. And eventually you will find some way, some it's a really interesting channel of communication to approach. As I said before, like it's a really interesting task, really interesting subject. It's marketing. It's the things that we do here. You can visit our website and notice that there are some blog posts about it and read them. And if you want, you can just send me an email and I will help you in order to get your app downloaded.
I'd like to add to this question. One of our most effective ways of helping a user promote their app was a bike shop app from Malawi. Maybe some of you have seen the promotional video. Basically, this great entrepreneur created an app for his bike shop and sent us in footage of him operating his shop and using his app. And he also sent a recording of his voice talking about his life and how he's used Snapp. So basically, we were able to create a minute-long promotional video about Snapp and about his app, and with that we shared it through all our social media and marketing emailing campaigns that went to 50,000 users. And so this user was able to get a lot of downloads by teaming up with us like that. So basically, anyone here listening who has an app, if they're interested in sending us footage and trying to work out a promotional video, we would be very interested in doing that.
Great, thank you both for that. Let's move on to the next question. Ankit Yang is asking if we add high-definition pictures, app size is considerably boosted. How can we manage app size?
So this is a good question. I mean, to an extent, you can't, like, the more you add to your app, the larger it will get. So this is a personal choice for weighing up the size of your app and how many people download it based on the amount of content you add. An alternative option you have, say, you really wanted to add more photos, but you just couldn't afford to add the extra data to your app, is you could create use a website like PhotoBucket where you can store your photos, and after about 5 photos on your app, provide a link to your website which contains the rest of your photos. So the 5 first photos would really just be a demonstration of what you can do and then guide users onwards.
Perfect. Okay. Let's go on to the next question. This one's also coming from Pritesh Madhu. He's asking, is there any way to include sounds in Snapp apps except YouTube videos, aside from YouTube videos, like small audio clips or clicking on some section or links or pages on the app?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and it's a really interesting feature that we are looking forward to include on Snapp in this next few months. Actually, now there is no way of doing it. You just can include a link to an audio that you want your users to see. For example, if you're a band, you can put a link to your SoundCloud and just drive your users to see it and to watch your videos and to listen to your songs. And in a few months, of course, you will be able to put a button that it will show your users the things that you want them to listen.
As for in-app sound, so this is a really interesting question, and it's definitely on our list of updates of features, but at this stage it's not prioritized, but we would definitely take it into consideration because it will be really effective one day.
Great, thank you. We have an interesting question from Leston Petral, and he's asking, can we use languages to further customize our app? And he says by languages, I mean programming languages.
Thank you a lot, Leston, for that question. It's really interesting. And actually, I saw your app, and it's amazing. So we are working really hard in order to get to this part of the product. that it's called Snapp Bridge, where we will let programmers to code under Snapp base. It will be like in a few months that we're going to launch this other product, and we will, of course, will be able to code on Snapp basis.
Great, thank you for that. We go ahead. We're going to pass on to the last question. Just remind everyone, if you still have another question, you can go ahead and type it right now. If not, we're going to go ahead and do the last question. So the last question is, if an entrepreneur has now required, after creating their first app on Snapp, building it on Snapp, but afterwards they need a more complex app, something that they would need to invest into a developer. Is it easy to do that transition, sharing that information from the Snapp app into a different app that a developer is going to make and not lose relevant information?
So this is also a really interesting question. It's related actually to the question that Leston did before. So when this product, the Snapp Bridge, is done, you are going to be able to code and make your app as complex as you want, and you, of course, you will be able to drive all your content to your new app. As an entrepreneur, you must understand that, as we talked before, building an app, coding an app, it's a really hard job. And with this new product, Snapp Bridge, you will be able to do it like in a more easy way. Just remember that coding an app, it's really hard and it takes like a lot of time and a lot of resources. Like the minimum price you will pay for an app is just $5,000.
Great. So we have some comments from Pritesh. He's saying, more than asking, that I went to add HTML coding on the app itself, and I didn't find a way to do so. Hence, I added a link for the same purpose. I don't know if you have any reaction to that.
Yeah, of course. Like as I was telling you before, once we have launched this new product with Snapp Bridge, he will be able to do it, of course. From now, it's something that it's hard to do, and of course we are looking forward to see that happen. The things that we can offer right now is to put links on your app. That's the thing that makes your app versatile. You can put apps on your link that drives your user to different places, and that is my best choice in order to get the thing that you need from your app.
Perfect. Great. So just before we leave, we have I've seen that Agunbiade Habib has pushed the raised hand button. I don't know if you have a working microphone. Agunbiade, if you can hear me, I will unmute your microphone, and if you unmute it from your side, you can make your question through the microphone. Agumbiade, if you can hear me, there you go, we can hear you now. You actually have a muted microphone. If you can unmute your microphone, we're going to be able to hear you. Agumbiade, if you can hear me, we will need for you to unmute your microphone for us to hear you. If not, you can also type in the question. Okay, he doesn't have a microphone. Okay, don't worry about it. If you need to make a question, we're more than open to receive that question. While we are finishing up the session, I wanted to thank everyone, especially I wanted to thank Nicolas and also Franklin that were joining us today to present this amazing software that everyone is able to now make an app for their business. It's really a game changer. And just before we leave, I think Agunbiade had a really specific question regarding the app building. He's just asking how does he delete images in his gallery if they are full?
So if you are talking about the gallery itself, the page, the gallery, you can delete the pictures while pressing on the trash button. And if you're talking about the Snapp gallery, the gallery that is once you import your pictures into Snapp, you can just press and hold those pictures, and then another menu is going to open. You can select as many pictures as you want there, and there is an option to delete that pictures.
Perfect. So if anyone else can think of a different question while you're working on Snapp, this may come after we have finished the session. On the screen, you can see Nicolas and also Frankie's email, so you can get in touch with them and just go ahead. Just go ahead and make those specific questions to them. I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to answer you at a convenient time. Sorry, we have to close the session right now. I know there were some questions still coming in, some specific questions, especially specific questions regarding source code and that kind of things. So if you're able to write those questions to Nicolas and Frankie, I'm sure they'll be able to respond to that.
We'll be happy to hear them.
Thank you so much. Sorry?
We'll be happy to hear the questions through email.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Frankie. Thank you so much, Nicolas. Just to remind you guys, this session was recorded and we'll be uploading to our bootcamp platform. If I'm able to show you my screen right now, and if you're able to see my screen, you can just check out different videos we have prepared for you. You can go to the YIBT website. Once you're there, you can go on to the bootcamp platform. This is you're going to see it here on the left side of the screen. It's YIBT Bootcamp. Once you click on that, it will take you to the calendar of activities and recorded activities. So on the recorded activities, you'll be able to access a myriad of different videos that we've done for young entrepreneurs. They're both in Spanish and in English, so you can access that. And this is more of a how to make a business canvas, how to make a business plan, some crowdfunding alternatives, a bunch of topics that may be of interest to you. So once again, thank you, Nicolas and Frankie. I'll leave you with the last words. Take care, and thank you so much for sharing with us. Goodbye.
Thank you for having us. That was awesome.
Thank you a lot. And of course, as Jose said, you can send an email to us and we will respond to you immediately. Thank you a lot also the Young Americans Business Trust to inviting us to this webinar. And I hope you can all create your own apps for your business.
Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.